Welcome back to the 25 Days of Christmas. My name is Shane Reinert, and we've got another great Christmas story. At the age of 82, my mother went to heaven on May 22nd of this year. For all my 47 years, I've spent Christmas with Mom back in our hometown state in upstate New York. Even the last 9 I've been a California resident. The first Christmas without her will be a sad one, but made more tender by a loving act of kindness. Yesterday, I got a slip in my mailbox to pick up a package at the post office. From the zip code listed, I thought the parcel was from a particular friend who lives near my hometown. Was I surprised to find out it was actually from the manager of the senior citizens apartment complex where my mother had lived. He had been very kind to us during my mother's illness, and here was an unexpected present from him and his wife, whom I had only met once. Of all the thoughtful gestures extended to me immediately following my mother's death, theirs really touched me. When I opened my mother's apartment and invited her neighbors in to see if there was anything they wanted, the manager's wife came. It was the only time I've ever seen her. She picked up a few things that day and told me to stop by for dinner if I was ever back in the area. A couple days later, when I was leaving Mom's apartment for the last time, the manager came up to me out to my car to hug me. He told me that one of the things his wife had picked was an angel ornament my mother had. Instead of using the ornament at their home, they decided that each year they would put an angel on the Christmas tree in the rec room of the apartment complex to remember my mother. The thought was so sweet that I burst into tears on the sidewalk. Well, I opened the package this morning and read the card. It says, "Mom's angel ornament. It has a special place near the top of the rec room's tree." That was enough to start me to tears. But when they explained that the present was a stuffed gingerbread man that the wife made by hand, and that the material used to make the gingerbread man's scarf and sack came from my mother's blanket, another item selected by my wife after my mother's passing, my eyes were flooded with tears as I opened the precious gift and I saw the familiar green and white striped blanket. It was an incredible durable wool blanket that we had had since I was a kid. It was the only blanket I could specifically remember because of the stripes. And when my mother was ill and going through repeated alternating periods of high fevers and chills in April and May of this year, she asked me to dig that blanket out of the closet. Even though she was piled high with sheets, blankets, and comforters, she was convinced the ultra-warm wool blanket would stop the extreme and intense chills. Without knowing the significance of the particular wool blanket, how totally lovely and appropriate that a stranger picked that material to make me something so special for the first Christmas. I can't wait to tell her how much warmth has been provided by her thoughtfulness and by those familiar green and white stripes. Kathy Richards. Keep coming back. The 25 Days of Christmas just keep coming.